Welcome to Wave Manga. I am Major Manga, and this is One Piece, chapter 985. So, I'm going to say something. I love this chapter for one scene, which I will get to later. But, yeah, people theorize, yes, it's probably going to be negated because the character, but I don't, until it's confirmed, I'm going to be considering this character. Now I'll get to it. So, the cover page, and I think on the Viz website, it was showing that One Piece has been around for 23 years, so that's amazing. There has been nobody over in the West who has been reading One Piece or watching One Piece since it began, because back then manga or that type of stuff wasn't really a thing in the West, but now it's a thing, and I'm glad about it. Loved it. I love it. In fact, Wave Manga, channel's name. That said, so the cover page is just like Law, Luffy, and Kid all on a bunch of parrots, and they're all like eating jelly donuts, as the Pokemon original dub would say. But they're just eating rice balls, and Luffy and Kid are fighting about it, while Law is just feeding the parrots that they're riding on. One Piece. Like, this series is literally my definition of things that you can bring up the most ridiculous things, but somehow they make sense if you understand the series. Like, whenever I try to explain One Piece to a friend, they say, oh, it's really long. When I try to explain, like, awesome things like, say, Fishmen, or, like, Zoe, or, like, all this other stuff, they think, that's kind of weird. But if you read One Piece, you understand it. So, I'm just going to review the chapter, and I'll give you a setup for another series I'll be reviewing. So we get to Onigashima, and the 9 Red Scabbards meet Kanjuro. If you guys don't know One Piece, and I'll have to explain it, Kanjuro was one of the 9 Red Scabbards up until he betrayed him, he betrayed the rest of the 9 Red Scabbards very recently in the manga. And we get to see how fucking crazy this guy is. And he was mainly a gag character, or like, and he has the power of the draw fruit, which allows him to draw a picture and then it comes to life. We assume that he was a horrible drawer, but no, he's an amazing drawer. Right? He's just been hiding his abilities. And also, this guy shows up with a whole bunch of gifters, a whole bunch of like beast pirate men, and a whole bunch of drawing samurais without their heads on horses. So, headless samurai horsemen. That's cool. And it's just, we get to see, like, people, these beast pirates think, oh, these must be the 9 Red Scabbards because they look the same. It's like, when they see them, they realize that they are still alive. I think they're starting to queue up about the invasion, but there's still, like, the majority of the forces that have no idea. And also Kaido, like, the main top brass are like, they probably know that the 9 Red Scabbards are still around, but they probably think, oh, they got all wiped out. And then we just get to see, like, Izo, we get to see all these characters just face off, and I really like these characters. 9 Red Scabbards, badass. And then we get an explanation on why Momonosuke was beaten up, and Jesus Christ, this guy, I'm not even sure that, I'm pretty sure Oda had to fight to get this into the story, because Momonosuke cut himself out, and with Kanjuro having observation haki, notice him that he ran away, he goes after him. Momonosuke cuts his hand. Like, it's not even like a big cut. It's like a band-aid. A tiny little cut. And Kanjuro just beat him. It's in fact mentioned that if it wasn't for Momonosuke having the blood of Odin, who we understand is a biggity badass, he probably would have died. So he's surprised that even Momonosuke did survive the beating he gave him. So that's something I think Oda really had to force had to really fight to get in the series. Like, say other scenes in Wano that are really dark, and I think like the anime is just going to be like brushing over this, saying that because this is really dark stuff, like child abuse, just beating children, that's a really touchy subject, and over a minute cut. And then we get to see Kiku, who's just like bawling because she basically was Momonosuke's big sister, even though she's a man. And it's just like all these 9 red scabbards are just pissed at this. Although we get a good scene of like Inuarashi and Nekomamushi just saying, "Oh, I got myself a new gun arm." And Inuarashi has like a sword leg after Jack basically ripped off both of their limbs. And then we get to see like Kiko be like, yeah, she is a biggity badass. Every one of these characters are powerful. Like, you don't think about it, but if, say, you were to put any of these characters right now in the current arc in against pre-time skip, all these characters would be an arc-focused boss, would be like these biggity badass. You could never touch their level, but right now, it's just like Kiko just puts on like her armor and puts on this mask, and then it gets Kiku Nojo of the Wandering Snow. Or is it no, it's Kiku Nojo of the Falling Snow. It's just like Kiku Nojo is pissed and goes in against Kanjuro, and you remember those headless horsemen I talked about? Yeah, those were representative. I would have said just make giant monsters and like elite warriors, maybe like make a copy of Odin or maybe Kaido. That's my personal thought, but yeah, it's fine. Then it's just like people complain about Kanjuro not. We wonder if what Kanjuro is using is an actual katana or it's just a brush, but he's never unsheathed it. So we just see like this all-out battle. Then we get to see Yamato, who's basically explaining that she wants to go out to sea, so a possible Straw Hat. I don't see her being a Straw Hat, but you don't know. Like, I could say, like, the two people, like, Jinbei has recently joined, and Oda does normally, like, have characters join right after each other. Like the first few Straw Hats, and then Robin and Chopper, then you had Frankie and Brooke joining the set arcs after each other, and then you had Jinbei, who was a yeah. I'm saying you could have like Carrot's a possible one, but I'm just saying that I'm not seeing. I could see her definitely being like a Straw Hat, and personally, I'd like to see her around because she's a female character who actually is a head-to-head fighter. So, or you could have like all three, like Jinbei, Carrot, and Yamato all join. I'd be fine with that. I like Yamato. She's cool, or he. And it's just like, we see like these cuffs that are on Yamato, and it's just like, these aren't like a fashion accessory, these are like explosive cuffs. Like, if I leave the country, they would blow up. And it's been since I was a little kid, and she doesn't know if it's like, these cuffs are actually going to blow up, or maybe it's just like a mind game her father gave to her. Like, the cuffs might not explode, but she doesn't put it past her dad to like put explosives, because it's revealed every time she's tried to fight against Kaido or try to leave the country, he's beaten her. Like, Kaido is kind of an abusive dad. It's just like, I don't put it past Kaido, honestly. But he does respect his daughter enough to call her his son. So I can definitely see her as just like, as Kaido just... I'm confused. I don't know if it's a yes or no. But, like, we get a definite age of her. She's 28, so she's the same age as Momonosuke would be. And I just love the fact that, oh, Kaido did not listen to the people saying that, oh, hide your women, hide everything. Hide your daughters, hide your wives, hide everybody from Oden. And he clearly didn't listen. Remember the harem wars? I just love that. And then we get to see, like, how tall, like, and I think, like, we get a better explanation on how, like, Yamato thinks of herself as being Oden. It's just, like, I think it's more like a will, a passed on will, but I think she's taking it a little too seriously as well. And back to her size, I think she's about twice the size of Luffy. So, normal One Piece sizes. And, then we get a huge revelation on what's going on, what Kaido was going to talk about. Like the new Onigashima project. It's multiple things. Like, say, the ancient weapons, the One Piece, going against the world government. Like, they know, it's pretty fast, but they have, this is the first time that the Yonko have mentioned that they are going, that they know about the warlord system being abolished. So, that's clearly a bad thing. And, I'm definitely seeing, like, Yonko and former warlords teaming up. Like, I'm definitely seeing Boa Hancock joining, like, the Grand Fleet. Like other people have stated, like, Mihawk joining Shanks. I could definitely see them as two working together. I see themselves as, like, friendly rivals, but Mihawk is the strongest swordsman, so I'm gonna have to say, yeah, he's the stronger out of the two of them, but against the world government and two Yonko, I don't even think Mihawk could deal with that. And then we get a whole bunch of other stuff. And this is one of the few times that we've mentioned the ancient weapons. Like, we know of one of the ancient weapons, Shirahoshi. I have no idea if, like, if the Yonko know about Shirahoshi being the ancient weapon, Poseidon. But if they're definitely after that, they're going to want her. And definitely we know about Pluton being this massive battleship, but I have a theory about that. I'm gonna make, like, a video about it. And this is, like, endgame level stuff. I'm definitely seeing that Oda's mentioning this, like, oh, you better start thinking about it, because these characters are definitely going to be after this stuff really soon. I think almost as soon as Wano is over, there's going to be like another arc, and then maybe, like, two arcs at most before, like, the final arc. Like, we definitely need to go to Elbath, and, like, I have to say, you have to, there's not really any other threats. Like, Elbath, you need to go there. I'm definitely saying you need to go there, but then probably, like, the final arc, like, they get the final road poneglyph. But we need to find that final road poneglyph. Now, while Kaido is mentioning all this type of stuff, Big Mom shows up, and we basically get a thing saying that, that Big Mom is a title, Oda has given a title to Big Mom that means she's a prostitute? Yeah, I could definitely see her being a prostitute. She has 80-something kids. If you don't think that that's kind of a, thing, I think that having 80 kids kinda puts you in that ballpark of personalities. And we also get a refresher of her bounty of 4,300,000,888 million. Yeah, that. It's just like, and she got Zeus back, so, and she's also defeated Nami and Carrot, and probably a whole bunch of other samurai who were with them, so that part of the army's probably been defeated. And they're definitely, like, Big Mom and Kaido are definitely shooting for the One Piece, although I don't really see them getting it unless Pudding wakes her third eye power. So that's my personal thought. And then, like, they mentioned that they're going to make Wano basically, the whole thing, a pirate paradise. They're also going to enslave every person in Wano and make them form weapons for, like, this final battle. So definitely hinting at this final battle, like, the Yonko are preparing for, like, this final battle. Like, they're gonna have to go against the Marines and the other two Yonko. This is definitely a bad thing, and just, like, Orochi is not that happy. And they also mention about moving Onigashima, where they are now, to the Flower Capital, which I can see in multiple ways, like how Ticking 101 said, giant robot crab. Yeah, I could definitely see that, but I could definitely see Kaido or Big Mom using their powers to move the thing. And then we're getting to the part that I absolutely love. Orochi is saying, oh, Wano is my territory, we have a deal! And then Kaido does not give a crap. King lifts his sword up, Kaido grabs it, cuts off Orochi's head. That's it. So, I hope Orochi's dead, personally. I know he's got the mythical Orochi fruit, which might give him the power to regrow heads, but until that's revealed, I'm hoping Orochi's dead. Like, pushing up daisies. That's just my thing. And Kaido just says, all those who are loyal to Orochi, either join me or die. That's like your ultimatum. That's your only choices. And then, like, we see Momonosuke and all beaten up, and, like, Kaido hits the things that Momonosuke's tied up on. I don't know if, say, Kaido will still go through with the execution, because he didn't directly try to kill Momo when he was back 20 years ago, so why would he kill a child now? And, like, everybody is just being riled up. And then the roof breaks open, showing that Yamato and Luffy are now in the conference hall, and I do not see this going well. And also, Yamato is going to be the new Shogun. So she was definitely gonna follow on of what Odin was gonna be, but no. And it's just a whole bunch of other stuff. We also get to see a flashback with, like, Kikunojo and Kanjuro battle. Kiku's crying through her helmet and there's a bloody sword. I don't know, but I definitely think that maybe Kanjuro gotta maybe finish the job, because the artwork, I'm definitely seeing more of Kanjuro or Ino Arashi. I'm definitely getting those two vibes. And Kaido is just riling everybody up. If I personally were a part of either of these Yonko fleets, I think, holy shit. I know we've been talking about this and this was the plan, but I never actually thought we would do anything. And then we just get... the final panel of the chapter is just like Yamato and Luffy just yelling, oh, we're not doing anything! It's just like, Luffy wants to save Momo, which you definitely know my feelings about Momo. Yeah. And then Yamato is just being upset, like, I'm not gonna listen to my stupid dad. So definitely in the rebellious teenage phase. And that's basically it. That's all the real... My thoughts on the chapter is that I hope Orochi's dead and gone. It's fine as long as he stays dead, and I hope he stays dead. Until I'm proven otherwise, in my head, he's dead. No Yamato no Orochi. He's the Yamato no Orochi. He's not the Hydra, he's an Orochi. Different things. So that's my thoughts. Oh, and I'm also, if you guys didn't know, Solo Leveling is coming back, so I have another series to review. This is Web Manga. I am Agent Manga, signing out.